lost civilizations, mysterious sunken cities, and legendary Atlantis itself. Vanished beneath the waves.
There is a huge amount of unrecorded human history beneath the ocean surface that we don't know very much about at all.
Something huge, miles long, has been spotted moving across the ocean floor. It's not a whale, not a shipwreck, not even human-made, at least, not any tech we know of. Satellite scans and sonar confirm it's real, and it's still moving. But here's the wild part. It might be tied to ancient maps, underwater quakes, and global magnetic shifts. This isn't just another ocean mystery. It could change everything. Stay with me.
Got my first Humboldt squid underwater! It's gonna know where it is behind that smoke screen! Look at it now, covering the camera!
Discovery in the deep. In early 2025, a research vessel scanning the Pacific Ocean near the Mariana Trench picked up something strange. Using high-resolution sonar, the team noticed a massive linear object stretching across the ocean floor. It wasn't just long, it spanned over 3 miles and showed up with a strong, unusual signature. This wasn't a rock formation or sediment line. The object looked structured, almost metallic, and it seemed to be moving. The first detection came through deep-sea sonar mapping. These systems shoot sound waves into the water, then map whatever bounces back. Normally, sonar returns show ridges, canyons, or marine life. But this signal was clean and consistent, like it was bouncing off something solid. Researchers double-checked using satellite imaging, and to their surprise, the object left a visible disturbance on the ocean floor. Magnetometry added another clue. This device detects magnetic anomalies under the sea, often helping to find shipwrecks or lost submarines, but the readings here were stronger and longer than usual. They didn't match any known metal signatures from sunken vessels. The magnetic field around the object also shifted slightly over time, as if it were active or powered. What made this find even more puzzling was its shape. It wasn't a lump or pile. It was a narrow, segmented line, almost like the body of a mechanical centipede. The way it pressed through the sediment looked deliberate. As it moved, it left behind a smooth trail, like something parting sand with precision. At first, experts thought it might be a glitch, a software hiccup. But when they pulled old sonar logs, they found nothing there before. This meant the object either arrived recently or had been buried and was now rising. Some suggested tectonic shifts exposed it, but the movement didn't match natural patterns. It was moving horizontally, not rising like debris pushed by underwater pressure. The location made things even stranger. The object was close to a fault line known for minor tremors. But ever since it appeared, the area saw odd vibrations, too rhythmic to be earthquakes. Instruments detected small pulses, evenly spaced. They weren't strong, but they were regular. Almost like signals, multiple agencies got involved. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, flagged the object for further study. The U.S. Navy sent classified vessels to scan the region independently. Deep-sea researchers from universities and private firms were put on standby. But when reports started disappearing from public databases, rumors took over. It wasn't just a discovery now, it was becoming a mystery with layers. The object's structure appeared to shift slightly between scans, not like something drifting in currents, but controlled changes in direction. One end started to curl toward a different trench, suggesting it had a purpose or destination. Some experts said it resembled autonomous underwater vehicles, but none on record are anywhere near that size. Here's where it gets interesting. Satellite thermal imaging showed colder water trailing behind the structure. That shouldn't happen. A moving machine usually heats its environment, but this thing seemed to absorb heat or generate cold. That flipped all assumptions. Some thought it could be using temperature differentials for movement, like a thermal engine. One team found something that added a chilling twist. Archived sonar data from the early 1980s showed faint signs of a similar object in the Indian Ocean. That one was shorter, about a mile long, and vanished a few weeks after detection. At the time, it was dismissed as sonar ghosting, a kind of false positive. But the shapes and patterns matched. Was this the same object decades later? Or were there more? The trail left behind on the ocean floor told its own story. Unlike fish or drifting debris, which stir up chaotic sediment, this trail was straight and clear, like it had been carved or swept by design. The wake stretched over several kilometers and didn't drift with currents. It looked like the path of something heavy, steady, and intentional. Adding more mystery, the object emitted occasional low-frequency sounds. These weren't biological, they were mechanical, slow, pulsing tones that repeated every few hours. Some compared them to sonar pings, but more drawn out and oddly harmonic. These pulses didn't match whale calls or known sub-frequencies. Despite multiple scans and instruments focused on it, the object's origin is still unknown. It shows no ID tags, no signal beacons, and no clear propulsion system. It doesn't respond to proximity or light. It just moves, slowly and steadily. And no one can figure out what it's doing, or why now. While most oceanic anomalies fade with time, this one hasn't. It's still active, still shifting, and its size, shape, and behavior are like nothing documented before. Even in the age of deep-sea drones and satellite mapping, this structure has caught the world off guard. And for now, it's winning the silence of the deep. A massive, moving underwater structure defies nature and technology. What is it? Ancient relic? Secret weapon? Or something else entirely? What could it be? Theories began to pour in once the structure's movement was confirmed. Some experts pushed for a natural explanation, suggesting tectonic activity or undersea landslides. But those ideas fall short. Tectonic shifts don't produce perfect linear shapes that glide consistently across the seafloor. And landslides would scatter debris, not form a symmetrical path stretching miles in one direction. Others mentioned lava tubes or deep-sea hydrothermal vents, which can form long formations. But lava doesn't move like this once it's solid, and vents are stationary. The object's smooth, continuous movement doesn't match any natural volcanic behavior. Its sharp outline and constant speed rule out slow-growing geological features. Even marine ridges formed by spreading plates show rough edges, not engineered precision. Man-made theories followed quickly. Some suggested a classified military project, maybe an underwater transport or drone. There's been talk for years about submerged rail systems or stealth submarines, but no known tech can remain that deep, that long, without surfacing for support. Plus, there's no propulsion trail, no fuel heat, and no maintenance signs. A few researchers linked it to Cold War relics. The oceans were used for secret weapons tests, dumping sites, and undersea infrastructure. What if this is an old automated vehicle finally activating or coming loose? The design could point to old military planning, but the energy signature doesn't match known tech from any era. It's too efficient, too quiet, and too deliberate. Another idea is that it's an experimental megastructure, something built by a government or corporation far ahead of public technology. But that raises problems. The power needed to operate such a large object at that depth would be massive. There's no energy trail, no sound spikes, no radiation. Also, how would something that size stay secret for so long in a world full of satellites? Biological theories came next. Maybe this was a living thing, something from the Hadal Zone, the deepest parts of the ocean. But the object is too even, too symmetrical, and doesn't pulse or bend like known creatures. It moves like a machine, not like an animal. There's no irregular motion, no flickers of light, no signs of respiration or feeding. Some pointed to swarms of small organisms moving in tight formation. While that's seen in fish and jellyfish, this thing doesn't flicker or scatter. It's one solid structure, confirmed by sonar and magnetometers. Swarms don't carry magnetic fields like this, and they don't disturb the sediment with sharp edges. The idea quickly lost support after a week of tracking. The alien hypothesis came up faster than expected. Not because people jumped to fantasy, but because all Earth-based answers failed. Some parts of the structure showed magnetic behavior that didn't match Earth's geology. The path it moves in is too precise and doesn't seem random. That opens the door to other possibilities. Here's where it gets more strange. One oceanographer pointed out that the object's path closely matches a section of the Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513. This ancient map shows coastlines and features that weren't discovered for hundreds of years. Even more odd, it includes what looks like undersea contours, long before sonar existed. The object is moving along one of those lines almost exactly. That raises the question, has it moved before? Could ancient explorers have seen signs of this same structure centuries ago and drawn its path onto maps without knowing what it was? The idea isn't proof, but it adds weight to the mystery. Why does something modern match something that old? If it's a coincidence, it's a strange one. There's also the possibility this is an ancient structure finally reactivating. Something not built recently, but waking up after being dormant. That might explain why it emits no heat. Its systems could run on energy types we don't understand. Maybe magnetic, maybe gravitational, maybe something else entirely. If so, it's not just a machine, it's history in motion. Whether natural, human, living, or alien, the object doesn't fit any current category. It challenges what we know about the ocean, about technology, and even about the past. Its scale is massive, its path is intentional, and its origin is unknown. That leaves one thing clear. It's not a normal part of the ocean floor. And whatever it is, it's still on the move. Secrets of the seafloor. The deep ocean is still one of Earth's biggest blind spots. Over 80% of the seafloor has never been mapped in detail. Most of what we know comes from satellite estimates, not direct scans. Even the best sonar data only scratches the surface of what lies below. That leaves a massive part of our planet hidden from view, untouched and unknown. There are places in the ocean that are deeper than Everest, like the Mariana Trench, which goes down more than 36,000 feet. That deep, the pressure is so high that submarines would be crushed, and sunlight has never made it there. Not a single person has ever walked there, and only a few remote vehicles have gone through. These trenches are huge holes in the crust of the Earth that are full of silence and secrets. It's crazy that we know more about Mars's surface than our own ocean floor. A lot of people are interested in space, but the oceans are older, stranger, and right here on Earth. Some scientists think that there might be whole ecosystems down there that we haven't found yet. Some people believe that the seafloor may hold secrets about Earth's long-lost history that are hidden under layers of rock and water. It's a good reminder of how little we've really explored when satellites find something new. Strange things have been found under the sea in the past. A strange object found in the Baltic Sea in 2011 is one of the most well-known. It seems to be a big disk about 200 feet across, with features that don't make sense. It has sharp edges and is at the end of a long, flat path that looks like a runway. Some people say it's just rock, while others say it's something that was built, not formed. The Bimini Road, which is off the coast of the Bahamas, is another water mystery. A line of big square stones that goes on for hundreds of feet. With their sharp edges and tight alignment, the stones look like they were put together by hand. Some scientists say it's a natural formation, but it looks like an old road or a seawall. Some stories in the area say it might be a piece of the lost city of Atlantis. Next is the Yonaguni Monument, which is close to Japan. It was found in the 1980s and looks like a huge stone building with platforms, steps, and pillars. It's about 80 feet below the surface and covers a huge area. Some scientists say it's a rock that was formed by time itself. Some people think it was carved by people who lived long ago, before the sea level rose. All three of these structures are still debated today. None have been fully explained, and each one adds to the mystery of what lies underwater. They show that the ocean floor might be holding much more than rocks and sand. If these aren't natural, then they could be evidence of past civilizations that lived before recorded history. And that changes how we think about our world's timeline. Now consider this. What if these strange sights are not random? What if they're part of something bigger? The Baltic anomaly in Europe, Bimini in the Atlantic, Yonaguni in the Pacific. They're spread out across the planet, but all rest on the ocean floor. Their shapes are unusual, and they each suggest design or purpose. Could they be pieces of an old global network, now underwater? Some researchers are starting to ask that exact question. What if these are ruins of a once connected civilization, long forgotten and buried by rising seas? Plate movements and floods over thousands of years could have scattered the evidence. But these large, stone-like shapes might be the remains of bridges, hubs, or outposts. If they were once connected, that suggests a scale of building far beyond what we thought possible for ancient humans. This idea becomes more interesting when you look at old maps. Some ancient maps show coastlines and land masses that don't match today's Earth. These maps were made before accurate tools even existed. How did early map makers chart underwater features without modern equipment? It hints that some ancient knowledge might have survived from a time before the ocean swallowed everything. And here's a new thought to consider. What if the miles-long moving structure isn't a one-time event? What if it's part of a system that's been buried for ages and is now waking up? Seismic activity and climate shifts could be exposing things once locked in place. As glaciers melt and tectonic plates shift, long-dormant parts of the seafloor might become active again. This could explain why satellites are only now starting to detect strange activity. The deep ocean still hides more than it reveals. Between unexplored trenches, ancient ruins, and strange moving objects, it's clear we've barely scratched the surface. And the more we learn, the more we realize how much is still out there, silent, submerged, and waiting. Governments tighten control as deep-sea secrets surface. What are they hiding about the massive moving structure beneath the waves? Strange coincidences and government silence. Something unusual is happening, and the silence is louder than any statement. Since the discovery of the mysterious moving structure, no government has made an official comment. Major countries with ocean surveillance programs, like the US, China, and Russia, have stayed completely quiet. No press conferences, no scientific briefings, nothing. This absence of response stands out, especially when the object is moving through international waters. Despite the silence, activity has ramped up behind the scenes. Military ships and submarines have been spotted near the location. Satellite images of the area that were once publicly available are now blurred or missing. Some commercial satellite companies report that requests to map the region were denied without reason. Private oceanographers have also reported being blocked from accessing nearby zones where they usually conduct routine surveys. Several researchers have noted a familiar pattern. Every time an unexplained event occurs, especially at sea, there's a sudden clampdown on information. When the Tic Tac UFO footage first leaked, the government denied it before later confirming the video's authenticity. When deep-sea communication cables were damaged a few years ago, the cause was never explained, even though the area was monitored. it's always the same: silence, then quiet restriction of access. Multiple insiders claim that the military sent a deep-sea drone unit to the coordinates shortly after the moving structure was detected. The operation was kept secret and launched from a classified naval vessel. The drone was designed for high-pressure environments and long-duration missions, but after a few hours, it stopped transmitting data and was never heard from again. Some believe it was destroyed or disabled by something it encountered near the structure. This raises the question, what exactly is down there that warrants this level of secrecy? If it were natural, there'd be no need for covert missions or restricted zones. Military groups don't scramble resources unless they see something unusual or potentially dangerous. And when science teams get shut out, it's usually because the findings are politically sensitive or connected to defense concerns. This behavior suggests governments know more than they're admitting. There's also a digital trail that shows how information is being scrubbed. Internet forums where users posted images and coordinates have seen those threads quickly disappear. Ocean mapping websites have removed sonar scans that once showed anomalies. Even archived data from independent marine groups has been quietly taken offline. This isn't just coincidence. It looks like a coordinated cleanup effort. This situation reminds some researchers of past underwater mysteries. In the 1970s, there were reports of strange lights seen moving under the sea off the coast of Puerto Rico. U.S. submarines were sent, but the reports were never followed up in public. Years later, the Navy admitted it had been tracking unidentified submerged objects, but the files were never released. Similar events happened in Norway's fjords, where sonar showed fast-moving underwater targets that couldn't be explained. What's different now is the size and movement of this new structure. It's not just something odd sitting on the seafloor. It's long, it's shifting direction, and it's visible from above with the right tools. That makes it harder to ignore, yet somehow the narrative is still being tightly controlled. The fact that no journalists have been allowed on military ships near the zone is another red flag. A new theory gaining traction is that the structure could be interfering with military communications. Some naval signals in the area have gone dark or become scrambled in recent weeks. This has led to rerouted sea traffic and sudden delays in research missions. If the structure is giving off magnetic pulses or sonar disruptions, it could explain the drone failure, but it also makes the mystery even more concerning, especially if it's not man-made. One little-known report adds another layer. A private research ship claimed to have recorded vibrations from the seafloor, directly beneath the object's location. These pulses were steady, like something mechanical was operating below. The recordings were shared with a university lab, but days later, the audio was pulled from public access. Neither the ship's crew nor the university has commented since. There's clearly more going on than the public is being told. The mix of silence, sudden military activity, and restricted access matches past incidents where governments worked to hide discoveries. Whether it's to prevent panic, protect defense secrets, or simply buy time, the result is the same. The truth is being withheld. Whatever that miles-long structure is, natural, alien, or something else entirely, it's getting attention from the highest levels, even if no one is willing to say it out loud. The deeper implications. This mysterious moving structure beneath the ocean isn't just a weird curiosity. It may rewrite what we know about Earth's history. What if it's not simply a lost wreck or a geological feature, but a dormant machine from a time long before humans? The idea that Earth's oceans could hide ancient technology challenges everything we assume about the planet's past. This raises the question, could we be seeing something activated after millions of years of silence? The oceans cover over 70% of the Earth's surface, yet we have explored only a small fraction of them. That means entire ecosystems, civilizations, or even machines could remain undiscovered beneath the waves. Some scientists have speculated that deep underwater structures might be remnants of ancient societies or advanced technologies lost to time. This moving structure's size and behavior make it unlike any natural phenomenon recorded. It could be evidence that Earth's oceans still guard secrets far beyond our imagination. There's also a possibility the structure is influencing the planet itself. The ocean floor sits on tectonic plates that shift and slide, causing earthquakes and volcanic activity. This giant structure could be linked to strange undersea quakes detected nearby. Some researchers think it might even affect the Earth's magnetic field in ways we don't yet understand. If true, this would mean the structure isn't just moving, it's part of a much larger dynamic system. Some experts suggest this might change our view of Earth as a system. Instead of a lifeless rock covered with water, the planet might host a complex planetary network of structures and energy flows. We usually think of space as the final frontier, but maybe the real frontier is hidden beneath the waves. What if Earth's oceans act like a giant circuit board, with this moving structure playing a crucial role in maintaining balance or energy transfer? An ancient story may provide a strange but intriguing clue. Some scholars point to Sumerian tablets describing a serpent of iron moving under the water to guard a gate beneath the world. Many dismiss these tales as myth or legend. But what if they are distorted memories of something real? Could this structure be the modern-day manifestation of that ancient guardian? This connection adds a mysterious human element to the story, linking our past to the unknown present. Another theory suggests this might be an alien artifact. If it is, it could have been buried for thousands or even millions of years, lying dormant until recent times. The magnetic anomalies detected around it fit with theories about extraterrestrial technology influencing Earth. This idea fits with reports of strange energy readings and unexplained signals near the structure. It could be a beacon, a probe, or even a ship waiting to be rediscovered. Alternatively, it might be an AI-controlled structure created by a prehistoric civilization. Advanced artificial intelligence might have existed long before humanity, left behind to monitor or protect something important. If the structure is moving with purpose, perhaps it is performing tasks or adapting to new conditions. This would mean intelligence isn't limited to life on the surface, but could be embedded deep below. The idea that Earth's oceans hold ancient, intelligent technology is both thrilling and unsettling. It forces us to reconsider the timeline of life and intelligence on our planet. If the structure is Earth-based and prehistoric, it could be millions of years older than human civilization. That would challenge many scientific assumptions about history, technology, and life itself. Whatever the truth, this moving, miles-long structure opens a door to many new possibilities. It may be a machine, a creature, or something we haven't yet imagined. It may influence geological and magnetic forces on a global scale. It might connect to myths, ancient civilizations, or even aliens. The mystery remains unsolved, but its implications reach far beyond what anyone expected. As we continue to watch and study this incredible find, one thing is clear: the ocean is not just water and life. It is a deep, dark archive of Earth's hidden stories, waiting for us to uncover. And this moving structure might be the key to unlocking a chapter that has been sealed for millions of years. The ocean's giant mystery moves on, unanswered and unexplained. What will we discover if we dare to explore deeper? What happens next? The miles-long structure beneath the ocean is still moving, slowly but steadily. Despite growing global attention, there's been no official explanation or detailed public report. Researchers and independent scientists worldwide are demanding full transparency and access to the data collected. The lack of openness only fuels more questions and theories. It feels like we're watching the start of something much bigger, something we barely understand. Our oceans remain the least explored place on Earth, yet they hold massive secrets right beneath our feet. Or rather, beneath the waves. We have mapped Mars in more detail than we have mapped the deep ocean floor. This fact alone highlights how much we still don't know about our own planet. Every new discovery like this moving structure challenges everything we thought we understood about Earth. It forces us to rethink what else might be hidden in the vast underwater darkness. The structure's movement is unpredictable but persistent. Its slow crawl across the seafloor has already disturbed sediment and created magnetic fluctuations that scientists cannot fully explain. Some experts believe it might be part of a larger network of underwater machines or systems still active after thousands or millions of years. This raises a chilling question. If this structure is waking up, what else could be stirring beneath the ocean? There is growing concern about what the implications could be for Earth's ecosystems and geological stability. Could this structure trigger earthquakes, shifts in magnetic fields, or underwater volcanic activity? These are real risks that have yet to be studied thoroughly. Scientists emphasize the urgent need for deep-sea exploration to understand not just this moving structure, but the overall health and dynamics of the ocean floor. Meanwhile, governments and military organizations remain tight-lipped. Satellite images around the area have been blurred or removed, and access to the region is increasingly restricted. This silence only adds to public suspicion and conspiracy theories. Some insiders hint that a deep-sea drone sent to investigate went missing without a trace, intensifying the mystery. Theories about what the structure really is keep evolving. It could be a relic from an ancient civilization, a massive machine built by an unknown intelligence, or even an alien artifact. Each theory raises more questions than answers. What if this is the first sign of a hidden underwater civilization still alive in some form? Or a warning system left by a long-lost culture? The possibilities challenge the limits of science and imagination. As we wait for answers, the most important step is to push for openness and scientific collaboration. The oceans don't belong to any single country. They are a global resource and a scientific frontier. Full access to data and exploration could lead to breakthroughs in geology, biology, and even technology. It could help humanity better prepare for future changes in the planet's behavior. This discovery might be just the beginning. If such a massive, moving structure exists, what else is out there? Other parts of the ocean floor could hide similar or even more complex formations. New technologies like advanced sonar, underwater drones, and satellite monitoring are just starting to scratch the surface. Every expedition uncovers more pieces of this vast underwater puzzle. The ocean is a world we once thought of as lifeless and dark. But it's increasingly clear that it's alive with mystery and unknown forces. The structure's continued movement hints at a secret history beneath the waves that we are only now beginning to glimpse. It might be part of Earth's natural system, or evidence of something far stranger. Whatever it is, it demands our attention and respect. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click on the next video popping up on your screen for more amazing content.